Welcome to Life Bursts. I'm Matt.
And I'm Sarah. And today we've got our youngest guest so far of the season. And the voice at the end of this episode is going to blow you away. Yes, welcome to Life Bursts with Matt and Sarah. And today we are interviewing a girl that I saw in Rundle Mall in Adelaide, South Australia. And her voice and her kindness just blew me away. And I thought we have to get her in on Life Bursts. So welcome, Julia.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for coming in. And for those who are listening, we have a guitar behind us, so we might have to bring that out a little bit later. But Julia, take us back right at the beginning. Where did life start out for you?
Well, I was born in O'Sullivan Beach. That's where my first house was with my parents. And I lived next door to my best friend, who I've still got contact with. We've been friends for 16 years. Which is pretty much my entire lifetime at the moment. I've got a really good relationship with my parents. We do everything together. I've lived in 6 houses with them.
Wow.
From Morphettvale to Seaford. We've also been traveling a lot. Most of the travels happened when I was about 6 months old, and I celebrated my first birthday in Amsterdam.
Wow. Okay.
There are some stories. I want to know about the first house.
First house was O'Sullivan's Beach. We lived next door to my friend, as I said. We pretty much did everything together because our parents were best friends. We'd throw water balloons at each other, a year old. And shortly after moving out of that house, we had my brother.
Okay.
What was that like?
It was strange. Unlike me, I was a very quiet child. My brother was the opposite. Like, he was just loud and crying all the time.
Right, yes.
But no, it was a lot of fun. I had a new playmate because we moved away from that house. And I eventually grew up to love him. He still annoys the hell out of me. But, that's what brothers are meant to do.
That's right. He's doing his job as a brother. Yeah.
He is.
And were you a beach family, being close to the beach there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We kind of had to stop going to the beach because I got sick a lot.
Right.
Like, the cold, it just made me really, really sick.
Mm.
Don't know why. It's just I had a really bad immune system. It's a lot better now. We go to the beach quite a bit now. But yeah.
So you know how to surf and boogie board and swim and...
I used to know how to surf. I learned it in aquatics.
Okay.
As we all do in primary school.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell off the board like 3 times.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the secret to being able to surf really well?
Have good balance and don't be afraid to fall into the water. The water will not hurt you.
Is that what you were afraid of?
Yes. Just yes.
Yeah. So you mentioned the travels, and you were pretty young with some of those, so you wouldn't have a lot of memory of them. But
No.
what took you and the family on travels? Was holidays?
Not really holidays, but my dad's side of the family is Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
So like Netherlands and Amsterdam and all that. So we went over there with my grandparents when I was 6 months old. We spent a lot of time there. We went across Europe. So I think we went to Germany. I've got a few photos we've got in front of lighthouses as well. Yeah, not too much to remember. One of the other travels we did was in 2015 when we went to Perth.
Mm-hmm.
That much I do remember.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun because we got to stay in this really cool hotel which had a pool and spa at the bottom of the bottom floor.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, especially when you go there like 10 o'clock at night and there's no one there. And then me and my brother would just make ruckus.
Yeah.
Of course.
And my favorite memory from that trip is the walk-in aquarium.
Okay.
So we got to there was glass, but you could see the sharks. It was really cool.
You obviously weren't scared of the sharks then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So moving around in Adelaide and a little bit of overseas in between you, so moving houses a lot. Did you have to make friends each of those moves each time you moved to a new house?
No, because each time we moved to a new house, I was in the same school.
Okay.
I was actually very fortunate in that my parents let me stay at my primary school. So I didn't have to make new friends every single time. And I was a year old when we went overseas, so it wasn't hard to make friends.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Matt, in his interview, shared about how he'd moved around to lots of different places and lots of different schools. Was that to do with your parents' work as to why you moved around to different places? Or
I think it was more just a family getaway as such. Yeah, we did it a lot. We had a lot of fun. We went with my grandparents as well, and I think my brother's the only one who hasn't been overseas yet.
okay.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like some adventures along the way, although you were too young for some of them to remember. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you had a best friend in your first house. You had another friend in your second house. You had your brother carrying you through as friends as
Yeah,
well. Friends a big part of your life and continue to be.
absolutely. I've got these two really good friends. I've known them since I got into high school. We do pretty much everything together. We've got like matching rings. I did this really funny joke at a hotel the other night for my 17th, where I proposed to her with the ring,
Oh,
and it was the cutest thing. I loved it.
Friendship ring forever.
Absolutely. We also have matching scrunchies. So like
Okay.
scrunchies are like these.
Yeah.
So I've got a purple panda, my friend's got a turtle, and the other one has another animal, which I
Such
can't
a fun time of
remember.
your life then. Yes.
But yeah, we do a lot of things together, and honestly, we're kind of inseparable.
So outside of schooling, and of course, if people are watching this and see a guitar behind you, what else do you get up to?
I'm part of an extracurricular group called Gospel Collective.
right.
Okay.
It's directed by Charmaine Jones, and we do performances at the Fringe. This last year was Jackson vs. Jackson. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a great community. They're there to support you in every endeavor. And it's one of the best things that have happened to me.
Okay. And so involvement in that, does that, you a singer? Is that,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So we might have to backtrack a little bit.
think
Singing and
so.
music is obviously a big part of your life. How early on do you remember that being a part of who you are, what you do?
God. Well, it started with my grandparents who were singing.
Okay.
My grandfather's in love with Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he's singing and does guitar and minority piano. I'm much better than him.
Okay, right.
Um, yeah, it's just a whole family generational thing. I started when I was about 2 when I sang the Wiggles,
Uh-huh.
fruit salad song.
Yes. Got a lot to answer for, the Wiggles. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I actually went to see them live once at the entertainment center, I think.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And then yeah, I continue to develop my music and grow as a musician, learning different instruments. I learned guitar from my father. Also a bit in primary school where I learned how to play chords and rhythm, and it's brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
So is your house just full of music all the time?
Yes. My brother has his door shut often and yelling, "Shut up."
Yeah, okay. So pretty early on, you realized that you not only loved music to sing, like many people do, but to learn to play, to commit to learning guitar. They were pretty primary school. You were keen and committed,
Yeah.
right?
So what instruments do your parents play?
My mum, she sings. She doesn't really play an instrument. She's more the sporty sort of person. She does like netball and hockey. It's my dad's side of the family who's all musical. They play like guitar, piano, they sing. One of my uncles plays the didgeridoo, which I didn't know he could do until like 3 months ago.
There we go. Okay, well, we'll come back to find out more of Julia's story straight after this here on Life Verse with Matt and Sarah. Welcome back to Life Verse with Matt and Sarah. Today we're chatting with Julia, and later on we're going to be hearing her beautiful singing voice. Now I keep, upping this, but it's It is really good. I was very blown away when I heard her singing in Rundle Mall in Adelaide in South Australia. So it's really exciting to have her in. Now, we have skimmed over your brother, and I feel like that's an important part of your story because I'm sure, because I have a younger brother too, I'm sure there are many, many stories you could share with us of things that you two used to do.
Yeah, well, my brother and I, we always had your typical brother-sister relationship where you don't get along at certain parts, but you do at other bits. I think one of my favorite memories of him when we were like really young, I would have been about 5 and him 3. We would take either Nutella or peanut butter jars from the cupboard and then hide behind the couch to eat them.
Okay.
At least you didn't say Vegemite, so that's good.
Yeah, my brother, he's got a really weird taste for it, which I never understood. He has Vegemite on pancakes.
Okay.
Different.
Yep.
It's just,
Different.
True Aussie.
yeah.
Okay, and did you ever get found out?
Yes, pretty much every time.
And yet you kept doing it.
So partners in crime.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
He led you astray, of course. It wouldn't have been your instigation.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And so you mentioned the beach as well. He was always out with you as well.
Yeah, well, we had a bull mastiff, Nala, and we used to run into the water with her. And then we play this game where if the crust of the wave touches you, you're dead.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
used to play the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played that one.
Well, not like dead.
So
'cause I'm
like the
clearly
white
still
parts
alive.
of the ocean
Yeah.
that come up through the sand,
Yeah.
if that touches any part of your feet or your body, you're pretty much out of the game.
Yeah.
But you're just a different generation.
Let's go. Let's go. Summer's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But,
So yeah, good to have a playmate.
absolutely. But no, he was an amazing brother, really. He supported me through everything, no matter how many times he told me to shut the heck up.
Okay.
And yeah, he always pushed me to be my best, and I do the same for him. And yeah,
what about-
honestly, it'd be so different without him.
Aw, what's his name?
Mikey.
Oh, there you go, Mikey. Your sister just said some really nice things about you on television.
I think it's the only time I've ever been that sincere to his face.
True brother-sister relationship right now. Okay, primary school. What did you get up to? What did you do?
Well, from the age of 5, I started performing at the Hopgood Theatre. We used to do these plays in production that our school principal would put together.
Okay.
Because he was also our music and drama teacher. Yeah, so the first one I did was called Space Cadets, where we had to wear these frilly little skirts and silver antennae,
Yeah.
and it looked super strange,
Okay.
but it was so much fun. And from then on, I fell in love with acting and singing because it's like musical theatre a little bit. And I kept doing it throughout all of primary school. In my second year, we did a play called Good, the Bad, and the Mexicans, which was a take on like barkeepers and like Texas and
Okay.
A
Yeah.
Western.
Yeah.
Western
stuff.
Yeah,
What did you
definitely.
love about it? What was the feeling inside of you that you loved so much?
I think it was just the sense of being able to contribute something to my community, because we used to have heaps of schools come into the Hopgood Theatre to watch it. It was also being able to have that sense of community as a school, because we didn't have many people in our school. I think the most we had was 120.
Okay.
And to work together as a team to build those sort of productions in place, and as young as we were to do that and put our commitment to it, it was a fantastic thing to do together. Absolutely fell in love with it, and I kept pursuing that until I got to high school.
Yeah.
So were you nervous at all at any
Yeah.
time?
Every time.
How do you
every
deal
time.
with that? How do you deal with the nervousness, like when you're in primary school? How do you deal with it?
Well, year 1 and from year 1 to year 4, I didn't really feel the nervous because I was just a little kid pretending to be something on stage.
Yes, that's right.
And then I got my first main role in year 5 playing Princess Cabbage Patch.
Okay.
That was the name of my role. It was your typical Queen Guinevere story
Okay.
and Lancelot, Camelot, that sort of thing. It was a twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's when I started really feeling the nerves because I'm like, oh my God, am I going to destroy this? Am I going to mess it up for the entire cast? I had to breathe a lot. I drank a lot of water. And my dad, he was sort of just there for me. Like, he was there for me every single time. There hasn't been a time when he's missed a performance, which credit to him because there's been like 80 or something.
What did that nervousness feel like the first time?
First time, it just felt like I was just shaking. It was cold. I was hot. Just, I felt like I wanted to crawl back into my bed and not think about it ever again. But Dad, he was always there for me to help me and guide me through that. And I kept breathing and learning how to manage my nerves correctly instead of just dealing with it. Because if you're too confident, you're going to destroy it. If you're underconfident, you're also going to destroy it. You don't want to be under or overconfident. It's just a stage etiquette.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, I've learned to deal with it, and I don't feel the nerves as much anymore. I still get a bit nervous, which is normal for any performer, but it doesn't affect me as it used to.
Did you ever feel just really discouraged back in those early years?
Yes.
Not just the nerves, but other times where you thought you're going to throw in the towel.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it? Other people?
No, it was myself. It was my final production in year 7. I was really, really sick. Like, I had the flu and I had to do the play because no one else knew my parts. I'd memorized 99 lines for a hour and a half play, and I just wanted to quit. I was just so done. And then my dad just came up to me and said, Julia, go take a nap and then we'll get you up in 30 minutes to get ready. So I took a nap, I felt better, but then when I got to it, I started shaking and coughing heaps and heaps and heaps. During an intermission, my dad had to come and give me honey water. It helped, but every line, it was just coughing. Hi, I'm Rebel. Hi, this is... It was just constant. It just wouldn't stop. And it was actually my dad, but also the cast of that crew, because a lot of them were my friends. Like, I had such a great community helping me with it. And it's what them who got me through it.
Oh, well done. Yes.
You're still performing to this day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you obviously worked through it. So what were other long-term strategies that you've learnt to cope with that nervousness? Because I'm sure there's people that are listening and watching to this that are just like, come on, tell me what they are, Julia. I want to know what they are.
Definitely taking deep breaths. So in for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds. Doing that repeatedly. And just saying to yourself, try your best. If you mess it up, keep going. Because that's the only way you're going to persevere.
And sometimes I'm sure as well that if you mess up, like, other people wouldn't know that you've messed up either. It's just you as well. Is that sometimes the case?
Sometimes it'll be the case where I'm able to play off a mistake. For example, I had my most recent school showcase on Wednesday last week, where I was emceeing the night with a group of students and completely botched what I was meant to say. But I was able to play it off and no one noticed, which was good.
So there we go. Yeah, so it happens too, doesn't it? Yeah. And you don't beat yourself up about it.
No, you don't. Because you try your best at everything you gotta do. You're gonna make mistakes. It's what makes us human. And you just have to persevere through it and not beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's some really good advice, and you've
I
lived it
agree.
yourself. Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
Great
Such a young
inspiration.
person already telling us all this stuff. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. We will be back with more Life Bursts with Matt and Sarah straight after this.
Welcome back to Life Bursts. I'm Matt.
And I'm Sarah, and today we are interviewing Julia and sharing about her life, which has so far been full of lots of advice for people, especially if people are feeling nervous. And you've taught us a few different things. Breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds. And yeah, just so much already. But let's move on from primary school into high school. Did you continue with your acting career? Continue pursuing that?
No, I didn't. I went into music. When I was in year 8, we couldn't do 2 performing arts subjects at the same time. So I had to pick either music or drama. I went into music.
Was that hard?
Year 8 music.
No. Was it hard to choose between music or drama?
No, it wasn't really. I knew music was always where I wanted to go. Drama was just a secondary thing. But yeah, it wasn't really a hard decision.
Okay. So what did music look like?
Very different from primary school music. We started learning like music notation, so what treble clef and bass clef were, and how to recognize key signatures, and it got a whole world of confusing.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I know what a treble clef is, and I know what, but yeah, what are the other things?
So bass clef, it's the weird upside down 6.
Yeah.
It basically tells you like what the lower registers are. So in a vocal ensemble, for example, you'd have the tenors and the bass singers, so they're the lower singers. You'd have them reading a bass clef.
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain, honestly.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So primary school, it was just play along, enjoy. Now you're getting to the theory behind it all.
Yeah. Yeah, theory was definitely never my strong suit. It still isn't. Even now when I'm notating my original music, it still baffles me on how to do it sometimes. I'll be like, do I tie this, or is it a crotchet? What note is it?
What is that? What are you saying? What are you
what she's
saying?
asking.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm asking what that term is.
So the crotchet, it basically lasts for 1 beat. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're crotchet beats.
Okay.
Then you've got like half beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think that was semi-quaver. Let's hope my music teacher doesn't watch this. But yeah, the music notation side of things, I got it. I understand the basics of it. It still baffles me, but that's why I've got my dad and my godfather to help me. They both did music in high school and TAFE. And yeah, so I'm lucky to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So did they help you get through the theory of high school music?
Oh, absolutely. I probably wouldn't have passed year 10 music without them.
Yeah.
At least the theory side of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. And what about the more practical stuff?
Oh, the practical
Okay.
stuff was a breeze. Only thing I never agreed with was the songs we did.
Not your
Okay.
choice.
Oh no, we didn't get to choose. Our music teacher did. Don't get me wrong, the songs, they're amazing songs. I love them with a passion. It's just the songs she chose were not appropriate for the singers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we had, I think, 5 singers in my year 10 class. And we all were female and we all had high voices. You guys know Smoke on the Water?
Yes.
Imagine 5 sopranos trying to sing Smoke on the Water.
Yeah. It just doesn't work well, does it?
It
No.
doesn't. We were really thankful that we didn't have to perform that at our showcase last year. But some of the other songs were fine. We did Eye of the Tiger. Again, not really suitable for our voices, but we managed it, which was fine. Because of You by Kelly Clarkson, that was fine.
That's very high.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Do
you think your teacher might have picked that to sort of push you to try?
Honestly,
lower?
I've got no idea.
Okay. Which is gold. Okay.
Yeah, but no, High School Music was a lot of fun. In year 10, so last year, I went through a VET course, so Vocational Education and Training, which is a separate pathway. It's like TAFE, but you do it inside of the school, and the school covers some of the cost.
Okay.
I did a Music Industry Certificate 3, which I completed at the end of last year. And it enabled me to start recording my own music. So last year, me and 3 others, we released a song called Stand Strong. It's on Triple J at the moment. And
Very cool.
yeah, we got to record with a producer and two Australians artists, Milan Ring and KLP, which was really fun because we got to see the insides of what we had to do in the music industry to record our own music and what was included in that with writing lyrics, finding a melody, and making sure everything was in sync with one another.
Wow, so a worthwhile experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you get credit for it.
Definitely. That really helped.
Yeah. And anything surprised you going through that process about how it all works?
Not necessarily surprised, but one of the more difficult things we had to do was copyright. So we did this whole assignment on copyright laws and stuff. So we had to find two artists who sued either one or another for copying their music. And the amount of information we found because of copyright laws and copyright infringement was actually really surprising.
Okay.
So you've learned how to not do that now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep,
That you
yep.
shouldn't
Hopefully
do
that's
that.
behind you and you don't have to face that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So are the nerves any different for when you have to stand up and sing to when you had to stand up and perform?
No, they're pretty much the same. It's just, in a sense, it's different because when I'm singing, I don't feel it. I'm just in my own little world. I'm singing with my friends. Whereas when I was performing, I had to literally perform a play to a bunch of people I didn't know. It was just, the dynamics between high school and primary school performances is completely different to what I was expecting.
Okay. We'll take it a step further when you're performing out in public, like in Rundle Mall in Adelaide where I met you. You shared with me a few things that you do to like warm up and everything beforehand. But how are the nerves when you have to be in Rundle Mall in front of like thousands of people just walking past?
Honestly, it's a lot easier than you'd think.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's like it for everybody, but for me, performing in front of people I don't know, it feels a lot easier and less nerve-wracking than people you don't know because you know that you won't have to see them again.
Ah, yes.
And the
that's
odds of running
true.
into the people who saw you performing in Rundle Mall is next to 1 million.
Yeah, unless there's one and then you come on their TV. Which is pretty cool. Yes, I was just blown away with how you warm up and how you practice as well. And take us through how you get prepared for when you have to sing.
So it's really difficult when you're sick. But you have to try and warm up your voice despite being sick or having coughing fits or asthma. You really have to work your larynx. So for men, it's where your Adam's apple is. How we found our larynx, which is what I learned in Gospo, is that we have to swallow and then we feel a little ball drop here in your throat.
We're doing it now. Everyone do it. Everyone do it with us. Okay, we're doing it. So swallow.
You
Got
feel
it.
a little,
Oh, like there.
yeah, you feel a little ball drop. So yeah, we'll have it there, and then my instructor Jo, she would have us raise our larynx by smiling like this, using your cheeks and your eyes.
I bet. Yeah, got mine.
So you'll feel it slightly raise, and then you want to make a frowny face to lower.
It's not doing a brownie
So
face.
weird.
We're the good map.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's one of the exercises we would use.
So what does that stretches it? Warms it up?
It slightly warms it up, but it also prepares you as to where you need to go for your next line.
Okay.
But in terms of warming up, we also use our tongue a lot, so to raise our soft palate. We do bubbles and we roll our tongue in crescendos, which is, you don't know what a crescendo is?
Nah.
It's the
Well,
big point,
is
right?
it that? No.
No, so
Oh,
You look like
Tell
the
us.
fool this time.
a crescendo is basically going up the scale, so
Yeah.
you've also got pentatonic scale, which is what I actually did, not a crescendo.
Okay.
But yeah, crescendo is going from down to up, and you're like projecting and getting louder as you're going.
There you
Were
go.
you saying scales? Maybe you were meaning scales.
Oh, look, I don't know. But look, you heard it here. This is Life Burst. We're chatting to Julia, getting all the tips. And there is more to come, including some music on the guitar that's behind me. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Life Burst here with Matt and Sarah. Today we're chatting with Julia, and I'm excited about the next 10 minutes because it's like payback for the time that Matt made me dance in front of the camera without any pre-warning. So now Matt gets to play the guitar in front of everybody. But you know, over the past few years, Matt, when we've been doing radio, you said you've always wanted to learn. So
I did buy a guitar.
Yep, see?
I had great ambition. So this
there
is
we
my
go.
chance
This is your chance to
with
shine
an
from
audience.
from an actual musician.
Deep breaths.
Yeah. Hold in before out.
Yeah,
Anyway, Julia, you've talked about Gospel Collective. What is Gospel Collective? Why have they been such an influential part of your life?
Well, Gospel Collective, it's really hard to explain on the spot. I've never actually had to do this before.
Okay.
It's a massive group. We've got 3 different mini groups. So we've got the Jones Juniors, which are the cutest people ever. Because like 4 to 11.
Oh, young.
They're
Okay.
so cute. I love them.
Okay.
You got the Jones Chorus, which is what I'm part of. Sorry, Gospel Chorus and Juniors. Which is 12 to 16. Then you got the Gospel Commentary, which is our adult group. We all sort of work together to put on entertainment with our director Charmaine Jones. For the Jones Gospel Chorus, it's Joanna Arul Tropiano. She's a fantastic instructor. She has influenced me in so many ways when it comes to my music. And what the group does is, we work collaboratively, but we also support each other in trying to reach our best potential. I first heard about gospel through a teacher at school. He's also a part of it. He introduced me to it. I first saw them at the 2019 lighting of the Christmas tree in Victoria Square. And this year will be my last performance with the Gospel Chorus. And we will be performing in Burnside Village for Christmas, as well as the Adelaide markets,
Okay. So
which will be in Victoria
lots of
Square.
opportunities.
Absolutely.
So this teacher, he saw something in you and he thought, hey, you might be interested in this.
Honestly, I don't know what he saw in me.
I think we could guess. Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
could guess what he
Yeah.
saw, but yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So that's been as well as the school opportunities, the learning your own music. You've had this outlet, extracurricular activity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant. Now beyond that, your own music has started to bubble away in the background.
Yeah.
You mentioned your vet course you did with school. So tell us about the process of writing and creating your own music.
Well, I started, I think, about 2 years ago. In August, we had the 1-year anniversary of my first single release. It's called Sting of Betrayal. The process through that is complicated.
Yeah.
We go through many different software types, and it's run through my godfather. And basically, he has a massive studio in his back room. Like, he's fully outfitted it for recording purposes. And he's got software and speakers and everything. Like, it's $30,000 in there or something. I don't know.
Just a really good setup.
Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, he kind of made this track, and he thought that I would be able to write something to it. So I wrote Sting of Betrayal. And we released it in August last year, and we had a lot of positive feedback from it, which was awesome. And in October this year, we have another song being released. It's called Darling Accept It. It's basically telling people that it doesn't matter what other people think about you. You have to go at your own pace. You have to do what you got to do, and don't give a hell what anyone else says.
All right. Okay. So you're bringing the lyrics and the vocals, and your godfather's been involved in putting some of the music together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great collaboration.
Oh, it's awesome.
Do the words just flow out of you so naturally? And
Yeah, when I write music, I try to pin it in aspects of my life. So real life experiences will be put into my songs. For example, one of my lyrics were Daddy told me I'm a strong little girl. One day I'd be so powerful I'd take over the world. It's just sort of telling people you can do anything you put your mind to.
Great.
which is very true.
Yeah.
Very strong. Okay, it's guitar time now.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
Do
So
that.
we've got your guitar behind
Yes.
you. This is, your guitar?
It's being rented
Yeah.
from my dad.
On loan.
Yeah.
Been around. So
Yeah.
let's take
Grab
a
the
moment to
guitar
grab
out.
the guitar.
So this is a coal clock.
Yes.
My dad calls it Eleanor.
I want to move yourself, scoot
Look
yourself
after
back.
Eleanor.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah.
we're doing this.
So this is your interview.
So now you guys teach Matt how to play the guitar, and I'm just gonna watch on.
Okay, so
Okay.
tell us, for someone, now I did buy a guitar with the intention to learn, but for someone who hasn't picked it up before,
Yes.
what have we got here? Where do we start?
All right. Well, you know what this bit is?
That is the long bit.
Goodness, we're gonna be here for a long time.
Fret, yeah, fret.
Sorry.
The neck of the guitar.
Let me just play something.
Laughing is not
Have a
good
glass
for
of water.
me right now.
It's going downhill from here.
Ugh.
Okay. Yes, the fretboard.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So this is a fretboard, that behind it's the neck.
That's the
Okay,
neck.
thank
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
So probably the easiest chord to do is it's just 2 fingers. Put one here.
Mhm.
And sorry, just trying to remember my chords. Sorry, string down. Yep, and then put your second finger there.
Okay.
And
So
that's
for those
E
who can't see this, this is an E minor. Okay. And then we strum.
Just like the whole thing,
So do you recommend with a thumb or with a finger?
Just go with your
Whatever,
thumb.
go with the flow.
Just go.
Oh, so
Like that.
I
Oh,
didn't-
look at
I think
that.
try that again. Much better.
It's
E
actually
minor.
in tune for once.
There you go. It's so funny, but the guitar I bought never was in tune. Like, ever. So,
Okay, so that's one. That's
Yeah.
that's E.
E minor.
E minor.
E minor.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right, so the next chord I'm going to show you is C. So you want to put your first finger here.
Now, can
A
we?
bit
Oh, we
further
can't
up.
quite see it in the shot, but that's all right. First finger where?
Just here, so you want your first fret here
A
on the
little bit
second
further.
string.
Yep.
Yep. Next one on this 4th string, and then up here.
Okay, and so look, this is true. I guess it depends on how you. I guess you get used to it, how long your fingers are, and where you, how not to touch the other strings.
Yeah.
So. Something like that,
You
yeah.
just have to try not to touch the other strings.
Yeah, this sounds like my other guitar.
Yeah.
So what are we playing?
You're playing a C chord.
C chord, beautiful. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then
Is
we've
that
got E
right?
minor. Oh, I've got to not do that. So it takes a little bit, doesn't it, to
Oh,
adjust to
definitely.
get your fingers and your positions right.
Do another one.
And then the rhythm, I found when I learned to, the transitioning between, that takes quite a while. Yeah. Should we do one more?
Yep. Let's get you doing a G chord. It took me about 2 years to figure out how to do it.
Hey, look, go make a cup of tea.
So you want to put your first finger here,
Up here.
Wow, you're going a bit
second
further
here,
up.
Yeah.
then your third one at the bottom of the same fret.
Oh, the same. Yeah.
Yep.
So your fingers
All right, let's
do
go.
this.
Something like that.
Is that right?
Yeah, just move this one across a little bit because you don't want to be touching the fret. Yep.
G. There you go. All right.
Those are the 3 basic chords of pretty much any song in the world.
Now play a song for your wife that's going to
I've
be
forgotten
watching
the
this,
other one.
Matt.
What was C, that one?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
This song's for you, Rebecca.
Maybe you do want to go make a cup of tea. Good. Well, that's very good. So, what would you say to people who are just starting out? Like, you started very young, so I guess it came the frustration of having to fit around that you just worked with it?
I was a very impatient 5-year-old.
Okay, very impatient.
But most advice I can give to someone just learning guitar is be really patient. You probably won't get it straight away. Yeah, it's not an easy instrument, but speaking from the other side, guitar is statistically the easiest instrument to learn.
Here you go, Matt. You got no problem.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Hey, well, look,
Take us out.
When we come back, we are going to hear from a real musician, and Julie is going to play for us her original song, which is available now, so don't go too far away.
Welcome back to Life Burst here with Matt and Sarah. Today we're chatting with Julia, and after Matt's failed attempt at learning how to play the guitar,
Yes,
I was trying to say that real serious like, but it just didn't work.
it's time to move on.
You did well. Okay, I'm sure you'll have the guitar out and you'll be like really good in no time.
Thank you.
But Julia is going to play us a song now, one of your original tracks. Tell us about the song. Tell us about the process of how it came to be.
So the song's called Darling Accept It. It's about empowering yourself and not listening to others when they put you down.
Mm-hmm.
I originally came up with a sequence of chords that I liked and a rhythm, and then I brought it to my godfather, who's also my producer, and yeah, he created a really amazing track for it, and I'm excited to play it.
Fantastic. Well, we had a live acoustic version for us now here on Life Burst, so take it away, Julia.
Daddy told me I'm a strong little girl. One day I'd be so powerful I'd take over the world. Down the east side of Texas where no man ain't afraid, runs a big old man standing in my way. Sipping his ice cold beer, look me dead in the eye. I'm not too shy to say bye, bye, bye. Man in charge, just a Louisville slugger. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Oh, what a bugger. Strong, proud, don't take none from anyone. Not afraid, this certainly ain't my favorite place. Tall, sweet, perfectly imperfect. I'm in charge now, darling, accept it. Unstoppable, raise your power. Let anyone make you sour. Don't cry, don't fall, don't crumble. Can't show weakness, don't you dare fumble. Stay in the lead in your game of chess. Don't let them know your next move, keep them impressed. Be the leader, stay the course and make the castle. Feel no remorse. Strong, proud, don't take none from anyone. Not afraid, this certainly ain't my favorite place. Tall, sweet, perfectly imperfect. I'm in charge now. Strong, proud, don't take none from anyone. Not afraid, this certainly ain't my favorite place. Tall, sweet, perfectly imperfect. I'm in charge now, darling, accept it.
Right. Fantastic. Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so that one is available now. It's brand new. It's getting some radio airplay and available streaming a number of places.
Yes, it's very exciting. What is sort of your inspiration behind that song? It's got a lot of powerful words in it.
Yeah.
Well, as a child, I was bullied, and I still get bullied. Yeah, pretty much my whole life it's been bullying. It's never been nice, and I was always sort of the outcast of every sort of circle of friendship groups I've had. Writing music was sort of my only way to be me. Mm-hmm. So when writing this song, I knew that I wanted this song to be powerful, and I wanted it to show those people who put me down that I could do anything and I wasn't gonna fall for their lies.
That's powerful in itself. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'm sure that there are many people listening that would be able to hold on to some of the words that are in that song as well. You've made them feel empowered too.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. So you've given us an acoustic version of the song, but the recording will bring in other elements of production.
The recording will be much different.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So originally how this track was, it's gone through many different genres in creating this track.
Right.
It started out as a country song,
Okay.
then it went to rock, then country pop, and now pop. And now we've got like synths and stuff.
Okay.
It's actually, the recording sounds really cool. I love the recording. It's just me, when I play it completely different to how the recording is. Because in the recording, you can't have it exactly the same live without like a full band.
Yeah.
But no, really, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of fell in love with the track as soon as I heard it.
Yep.
I was there for the entire process, but when I played it back the other day, my heart melted.
Okay.
You're like, this is mine, and I did it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, tell us again the name of the song, and your full name is the artist's name.
Yes.
So where can people find it?
So the song is called Darling Accept It, and my name is Julia Overeem, ending in M for Maria.
Yes, not Ed or not N.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'll be able to find that track and previous release as well.
Yeah.
That you've been describing.
Yeah, so my first single, Stinger Betrayal, is already available on every platform.
Yeah. Which is
And another original will be only available on Triple J. It's called Stand Strong.
there we go.
Brilliant.
What a way to overcome bullying and to get through that as well.
Yeah.
Little outlet. It must not have been much fun going through that.
No.
No. If there was like sort of some advice you could give to, this isn't the final question, but if there was some advice you could give to people who might be going through bullying right now at school, what would you say to them?
Don't listen to them. You're your own person, and the only reason they're picking on you is because they're jealous of everything you are that they aren't.
It is very true.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Julia, thank you so much for sharing. You can see the way that your life has progressed and that you have grown in confidence and in understanding of who you are, and that's, I guess, climaxes in this song in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your life so far, and plenty more to come. Do you think music will be a part of your future?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way that's going anywhere.
So what's next?
Continue to record, continue to progress on my music, and give people a good time.
That's a
That sounds
great
good.
goal.
Yes, it
Great
does.
goal.
It does. And now for the final question of our show, in the last final minutes that we have left here together, if you had one piece of advice to share with people who might be listening to this on radio or a podcast, or might be watching on YouTube or Facebook or community television, what would that piece of advice be, Julia?
Keep going. Don't stop at what you're doing. If you're passionate about what you're doing, if you're passionate about your work, keep persevering through. You'll reach struggling points, but they'll all be worth it in the end.
Excellent.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Julia, for coming in today on Life Bursts with Matt and Sarah and sharing your life story with us, including your music as well, and creating a very memorable moment for Matt.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Look,
can
I
go home and tell your children
should take
now.
on that advice myself, and next week it'll no. Won't.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, this has been Life Bursts. We love sharing stories of people just like Julia, who you in your local school, your local community, are just inspirational people. So we hope you've enjoyed today. I'm Matt.
And I'm Sarah. You can catch up with Life Bursts with Matt and Sarah wherever you get your podcasts from, on community television, radio, and YouTube and Facebook. We'll see you next time.
Life Bursts is hosted by Matthew Karat and Sarah Freeman, with production by Reese Jarrett and Kay Hoshraw Ozadigan. For more episodes of Life Bursts, go to rawcut.com.au. This is a RawCut production.